Hello students. In this session I am going to consider some topics under series. They are geometric series and tests for convergence of series by comparison tests with some examples. So first let us consider the geometric series given by a plus ar square plus etc. or which can be written as sigma ar power n minus 1 where n is equal to 1 to infinity. So first let us consider the sequence of partial sums. Before that you can notice that this is a series with the first term a and common ratio r. Ar by ar square by ar all are equal to r. So this is a geometric series with first term a and common ratio r. Therefore we have a formula for sum to n terms of a geometric series, and in this case it is nothing but the sequence of partial sums, that is up to n terms. N terms sum, we know it is called a sequence of partial sums. So it is sum to n terms of this geometric series, and it is given by this formula a into 1 minus r power n by 1 minus r. So in this case it is also equal to sequence of partial sums, that is sum of first n terms of this series. And if r less than 1, 1 minus r power n or 1 minus r is positive, so we take it as 1 minus r. And if r greater than 1, we take it as r power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So here, if we consider the different cases of r, so here r values, so starting from 0, then 1 here, minus 1 here. So first we discuss the convergence for r in between minus 1 and 1. Then we take for one case r between minus 1 and 1, that is nothing but mod r less than 1. Then we consider the case when r equal to 1. Then we take for r equal to minus 1. Next we consider the case when r is greater than 1. And then we consider the case when r is less than minus 1. So we discuss the convergence in these 5 cases. So first let us consider r in between minus 1 and 1. When r is in between minus 1 and 1, it is equivalent to saying mod r less than 1. Mod r less than 1 means r is greater than minus 1 less than 1. So if mod r is less than 1, then we know r power n tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. For example, if r is in between these values, for example r is minus half or plus half, then r power n means minus 1 by 2 power n or 1 by 2 power n. Anyway, the denominator is 2 power n. It reaches 0 as n tends to infinity. 1 by infinity, that is r power n tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. Therefore, in this expression, when r power n tends to 0, limit n tend into infinity, Sn is a into 1 by 1 minus r, a by 1 minus r, it's a finite number. So the sequence of partial sum converges to a finite number. Therefore, by definition, the series also converges if mod r less than 1. So in the first case, it converges. Then if r is greater than 1, that is when r is here, if r is greater than 1, then limit n tending to infinity, r power n is infinity. For example, r is equal to 2. Then 2 power n, as n tends to infinity, this is clearly infinity. So substituting here, this is a into infinity minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So clearly it is infinity. So as n tends to infinity, Sn reaches infinity means the sequence of partial sum is divergent. Therefore, the geometric series also diverges. So in this case, it diverges. And in between these two values, it converges. Then let us consider the case when r equal to 1. That is for this particular value. If r equal to 1, the terms becomes a plus ar plus ar square plus etc. r is 1. So clearly it is a plus etc. plus a. Now sequence of partial sum is the same terms added up to n terms. So a added n times, the sum is na now. Therefore, limit n tend into infinity Sn is limit of Na as n tends to infinity, it is also infinity. So, the sequence of partial sum diverges to infinity. Therefore, the series also diverges for r equal to 1. So, here also it diverges. R greater than 1, it diverges. R equal to 1, it diverges. In between minus 1 to 1, it converges. Then the remaining two cases are for R equal to minus 1 and R less than minus 1. So let us see what happens if R equal to minus 1. In the same expression, when R equal to minus 1, first term is A, second term is A into minus 1 minus A, next term is A into minus 1 square plus A, like that. So, the terms are having alternatively plus and minus sign. Hence, Sn is up to n terms, the sequence of partial sum of up to n terms, it is minus 1 power n minus 1 into A. Now, if n is even, these terms are n is even. For example, two terms. Sn is a minus a. And there are four terms. Then it is first two terms a minus a. Next two terms also a minus a. Like this it continues. So you can see that each sum is 0. So if n is even, the total of first n terms is 0. And if n is odd, for example, there are 5 terms. Then first term is a minus a plus a minus a plus a. It ends with this. So you accept the first term, you group the remaining term, all are 0 now. So it is a plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, like that. Therefore, the sum is a if n is odd. So we can't say that Sn converges to a finite limit, that is sequence of partial sum. As n tends to infinity, the sum is either 0 or a. So if n is even, it is 0. If n is odd, it is a. Therefore, the sequence of partial sum oscillates between the two limits 0 and a. Hence, the corresponding series, that is sigma ar power n minus 1 from 1 to infinity, it also oscillates for r equal to minus 1. Now finally for r less than minus 1, so let us see what about r power n. If r is less than minus 1, for example r is minus 2, then it depends on the value of n. R power n means minus 2 power n. So if it is even, or minus 2 power 3, if it is odd, if it is even, n is even, minus 2 power n is same as 2 power n. And if it is odd, it is minus of 2 cube. When n is very large, this reaches to infinity and this reaches to minus infinity. So, if r is less than minus 1, r power n tends to infinity or minus infinity according as n is even or n is odd. Therefore, this also means that Sn oscillates infinitely. So, the corresponding series also oscillates if r less than minus 1. So, we can come to the conclusion that the geometric series now for r in between minus 1 and plus 1, that we call it as mod r less than 1, it is convergent. And for r greater than 1 and all the other cases, we can see that mod r greater than or equal to 1, that is here we can see that it is divergent. For r equal to 1 also it is divergent, and for r less than minus 1 we got it as once again it is oscillating. For -1, +1, for r less than 1 it is now oscillating. So you can go back to the case once again. See here, for mod r less than 1 it is convergent, r greater than 1 it is convergent, r equal to 1, sorry, r greater than 1 it is divergent, and r equal to 1 it is again divergent, and r equal to -1 and r less than -1, here it is oscillating, greater than or equal to 1 divergent. So next we consider a test called the comparison test for the convergent or divergence of series. We consider two series, sigma an and sigma bn, and also sigma cn. Suppose these three series are series with the positive terms. Series with the positive terms means all the terms of the series are positive. an, bn and cn are greater than or equal to 0. Then we compare these two series, a series with another series. If sigma bn is convergent and if an is less than or equal to bn, that is every term of the first series is less than or equal to every term of the second series, corresponding terms, that means a1 is less than or equal to b1, a2 less than or equal to b2, etc. an less than or equal to bn. So this is true for all n greater than n. So after a particular term, if this is true, then sigma an is convergent if sigma bn is also convergent. So it is sigma bn, if it is convergent, then sigma an is convergent. So if the terms are less than or equal to the terms of another sequence for a particular value of, after a particular value of n, and these series sigma bn, if it is convergent, if sigma bn is convergent, then sigma an is also convergent. Similarly, when you compare the terms with another series Cn, and in this case if an is greater than or equal to Cn for every n greater than or equal to n after a particular term, if the terms of the sequence are greater than the corresponding terms of another sequence, and if this sequence is divergent, then sigma an also divergent. This is the first form of comparison test called as direct comparison test, and another one that is called as limit comparison test, the second form of comparison test. Here we find the ratio of the nth terms. Take an and bn are two sequences of positive terms. Then corresponding series we call them as sigma an and sigma bn, and they are sequence of positive terms means all terms of the sequence a1, a2, b1, b2 are all positive for all n greater than n. Now, if limit n tend into infinity an divided by bn, that is nth term of the first sequence and divided by nth term of the second sequence, if it is a number L and that is positive number L greater than 0, then both the series sigma an and sigma bn either both converge or both diverge. So that ratio should tends to a particular definite number L. Then they behave alike. Alike means either both converge or both diverge. So if you know one behavior of one sequence, we can decide the behavior of another series. Similarly, if that ratio is 0, if it is particularly the number 0, then in this case sigma bn converges. If it converges, then sigma an also converge. And if that number is infinity, limit is infinity, then If sigma Bn diverges, then sigma An diverges. So the limit you find it is L, 0 or infinity. So if it is L, they both behave in the same way. Both converge or both diverge. If it is 0 and if sigma Bn converges, then only sigma An also converge. And if it is infinity, if sigma Bn diverges, then only sigma An also diverges. So here, in comparison test, we compare a given series sigma An with another series sigma Bn. So we should know the nature of the comparing series sigma Bn. So we usually use the series, that is P series sigma 1 by n power P, and it is known to be convergent if P greater than 1 and if it is divergent for P less than or equal to 1. So we shall prove it later using integral test, but at present you should know sigma n power P. It's a very important theorem. It is convergent if P greater than 1 and it is divergent if P less than or equal to 1. For example, sigma 1 by n power P greater than 1, P 1 square, sigma 1 by n cube, sigma 1 by n power 4, all are convergent. P less than or equal to 1 means starting from 1 by n power 1. Then sigma 1 by n power minus 1. Sigma 1 by n power minus 2. Actually this is sigma n square, etc. These are all divergent. And what is sigma 1 by n power half? Half is less than 1, so divergent. But sigma 1 by n power 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is greater than 1, so it is convergent. So we will use this sigma 1 by n power P to compare it with the behavior of sigma An for any series An. So here we choose Bn in such a way that Bn is 1 by n power P minus Q, where P and Q are the highest power of n in the denominator and numerator of an respectively. That means if an is 1 by n square and we have to choose bn as 1 by n power, we should know the behavior of this. So you choose bn also. This is 1 by say n plus 3 whole square. N plus 3 whole square, suppose it is an, take bn as 1 by n square. Then highest power of an is 2 now, and bn we have to choose it as 2 now, so that we can easily find limit of an by bn, and I will explain it while considering the problems. So now, for example, discuss the following series behavior, whether it converges or diverges. Now we have sigma 1 by log n power p, and here the nth term is 1 by log n. It is actually power log n power p. So take it like this, log n power p. So we have to choose a series bn now, nth term of a series. So for that I will take it as 1 by n, and just now I told sigma 1 by n, because n equal to 1 it diverges. So let us compare it with 1 by n, sigma 1 by n, and we have to compare either using first test, limit comparison test, like this, less than the terms are greater than, or you have to take the ratio. So I will use the direct limit comparison test. So bn is sigma 1 by n, and we use the fact that each term of the series an log n and n, compare this. You can see that log 2, if I take the base 10, it is 0.3010. So clearly log 2 is less than 2. Log 2 is less than 2. So log n is always less than n. Therefore log n power, we consider this log n power p. I want log n power p is also less than n for n greater than 1. For example, n is 2 here, and this holds for every n greater than 1. It is of the form n greater than m. So taking the reciprocal, 1 by log n power p is less than 1 by n. So this is an and this is bn. So an is less than bn for every n greater than m, where m is 1. So we can see that sigma an and sigma bn behave in the same way. So if sigma bn is, now we know that sigma bn means sigma 1 by n. It's a p series with p equal to 1. It diverges. Therefore, by direct comparison test, sigma an also diverges. Can just note the second point under comparison test, direct comparison test. An greater than or equal to Cn and sigma Cn is divergent, implies sigma An also divergent. So here we have the same thing. I am taking the reciprocal. This is actually greater than. So this is of the type greater than. This is not, anyway you can take it as Bn. To be more clear, I will denote it by Cn. So it is same as the second case of direct comparison test. So log n power p less than n. When you take the reciprocal, 1 by log n power p is greater than 1 by n. You know, when a positive term, for example 2 less than 3, when you take the reciprocal of positive term, the inequality reverses. 1 by 2 greater than 1 by 3. So this is of the form an greater than Cn, and sigma Cn is divergent. Therefore sigma an also divergent. Next, sigma 1 by n factorial. If you expand this, this is 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial plus 1 by 3 factorial plus etc. So here also we compare this with the terms. We can see that 1 by 2 factorial, start with 1 by 2 factorial, it is equal to 1 by 2. And then if you start with 1 by 3 factorial, this is 1 by 3 into 2, we can see that it is less than 1 by 2 into 2. That is 3 into 2 is greater than 2 into 2. So when you take the reciprocal, it is less than 1 by 2 into 2. So 1 by 3 factorial is less than 1 by 2 square. Similarly, 1 by 4 factorial means 1 by 4 into 3 into 2. And here also 4 into 3 into 2 is greater than 2 into 2 into 2. So the reciprocal is less than 1 by 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 cube. Like that, each term 1 by 3 factorial is less than 1 by 2 square. 1 by n factorial is less than 1 by, if it is 4, 3 here. So if it is n, 2 power n minus 1. So we can see that each term of this sequence after n equal to 1, that is for n greater than or equal to, starting from 1, 1 is equal to 1. Otherwise, each term is less than 1 by 2 power n minus 1. So 1 by n factorial, these are all 1 by n factorial, this is a general term, is less than 1 by 2 power n minus 1. And if n equal to 1, this side is 1, this side is also 1, they are equal. So this is for n greater than 1. So we can say this is for n greater than 1. And now the right hand side is a geometric series. It is of the type half power n minus 1. This term is half power n minus 1, and sigma half power n minus 1 is of the type sigma r power n minus 1 into 1, which is ar power n minus 1 with r equal to half. r equal to half means less than 1. Just now we have seen that the geometric series converges if r less than 1. Therefore, this right hand side, this is of the type now an less than bn, where sigma bn is a geometric series, it converges. Therefore, sigma an, that is sigma 1 by n factorial, also converges by direct comparison test. And another problem, consider the series 5 plus 2 by 3 plus 1 by 7 plus 1 plus etc. So now few terms are different. I will consider after a particular term. So 1 plus, I will neglect these three terms. So for n greater than or equal to 3, for n greater than 3, I will check the terms with the other series. So consider 1 plus 1 by 2 root 1 plus etc. We can write it as 1 by 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 cube. So nth term is from this, it is 2 power 1 here from this term, 2 power n plus square root of 2 square root of 2, 2 cube square root of 3. So 2 power n plus square root of n. So consider this as an now. An is 1 by 2 power n plus 1 by root n. Take bn as 1 by 2 power n. Clearly we know that sigma bn is sigma half power n with r equal to half less than 1. So it is a geometric series, it converges. And clearly 2 power n plus root n is greater than 2 power n. So 1 by 2 power n plus root n is less than 1 by 2 power n. This is our an and this is our bn. So after n equal to 3, that is n starting from n equal to 4. For n greater than or equal to 4, from 4 it is fifth term anyway, greater than 4 or equal to 5. So for n greater than 5, these conditions holds, greater than 4 or greater than or equal to 5. These conditions are true. An is less than bn for every n greater than or equal to 5 or greater than 4. And sigma bn is convergent. So again by direct comparison test, sigma an also converges. Another problem, sigma sine square n by 2 power n. So it is very simple. Now an is sine square n by 2 power n. I will take bn as 1 by 2 power n. We know that this is a geometric series, converges, and sine power 2 sine square n divided by 2 power n. This is less than 1 by 2 power n because sine theta is always less than 1. So sine square n is less than 1. So divide by positive term by 2 power n. So this is now an, this is less than bn, sigma bn, geometric series converges. So sigma an also converges. Similarly, this expression sigma 1 by log of log n. So take an as log of log n and clearly you can see that 1 by always log n is less than n. So 1 by log n is greater than 1 by n. Similarly, log of log n, you take this as x. It is less than x. X means log n. So once again take the reciprocal. 1 by log of log n is greater than 1 by log n, but it is greater than 1 by n. So that is what written here. Now take this as bn. We know that bn is a p series with p equal to 1, it diverges. Therefore, this left hand side, the sigma of this also diverges by direct comparison test. Now consider few multiple choice question. Sigma 1 by n root n square minus 1. So it is very easy to see that the nth term is 1 by n into root n square minus 1 As n tends to infinity, this nth term tends to 0, and if you compare this with 1 by n into square root of 1 minus 1 by n square. Take bn equal to 1 by n square. Find the ratio an by bn. As limit n tend into infinity, you will get it as 1, and that is a finite limit, so it is convergent because sigma bn converges, sigma an also converges. And 10n plus 1 by n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. This is, the question is, it converges to how much? So here an is 10n plus 1 divided by n into n into n into 1 plus 1 by n into 1 plus 2 by n. So we can see that it is n into 10 plus 1 by n divided by n cube into 1 plus 1 by n into 1 plus 2 by n. So highest power of n remaining after cancelling in an is 1 by n square. So we take bn also 1 by n square. Now if you divide an and bn, limit n tend into infinity, an by bn, it gives us this divided by this. So it is 10 into 1 plus 0 by 1 plus 0 into 1, the limit equal to 10. Therefore we can see that it converges to 10, and sigma bn is convergent because p equal to 2 greater than 1. So actually this series converges, and it converges to 10. Then sigma n power n by 3n plus 1 power n. So this way we can actually simplify this problem using root test. Anyway, this is n divided by n into 1 3 plus 1 by n whole power n. N cancels, so this is 1 by 3 plus 1 by n power n. This is sigma of this term. So there is a formula for 1 plus 1 by n power n. It converges to the number e. So this also converges to the number e, 1 plus 1 by n power n. So it is of that type. It converges, or you can also use the root test and you show that it is convergent. Then sigma 1 by root n into log n. So using the same concept, log n is less than n, 1 by log n greater than n, multiply by root n, it also follows. Because of greater than symbol, 1 by n diverges, so this also diverges. And try this problem. 1 plus, first term is 1 plus, so second term is 1 plus 3, and third term is 1 plus 4. So nth term is 1 plus n plus 1 into log of n plus 1 divided by 9, 4, 21, etc. Is divided by a particular number, and this is greater than 1 plus n into log n because it is in the numerator now, and n into log n diverges, so this also diverges. So this is about limit comparison test, direct comparison test, and geometric series, and some problems under that. Thank you.